1, 2, 3. Hit 'em low, hit 'em high, and watch our...
Hello, fam. It's your man, Dante the Dark Knight, your host, and welcome to another episode of Eagles Talk, the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook. That is by Eagles fans, for Eagles fans. Now, as always, we start off with what you can do. Everybody here has a job. This is an interactive show. We, the hosts, do our job, and you, the audience, you do yours. And let me tell you what a wonderful job you've been doing. We thank you for watching. We thank you for supporting the show as you do. We appreciate it. But now, first things first, make sure you share the show. Share it on your Facebook page, as well as your other social media sites, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, everywhere. And when you mention our show, make sure you put the hashtag Eagles Talk. Second, if you're watching and you've not yet gone to our Facebook page and liked or follow our page, do so now. Again, thank you. Now the NFL's new year has begun, and with that start, the free agency period has also begun. The Eagles have already signed a couple of players, Haloti Ngata, the former defensive tackle of the Detroit Lions, but more known for his time as a Baltimore Raven. And they've signed linebacker Corey Nelson from the Denver Broncos. But no signing thus far has been bigger than the re-signing of our very own Nigel Bradham. But for that good news, there's also some sad news of who we were not able to keep. So we'll get into that and all things Eagles in just a moment. But let me bring on the other half of this dynamic team that we call the Eagles Talk Show, and that is the Sandlin boys, Patrick and Shell. Unfortunately, Shell is not able to be with us today. He's attending an awards banquet for the Bartram Braves high school football team, the team he coaches for. The Bartram High School football team went undefeated this past season, and 9 young men from that team made the all-public team, and 6 of them are signed to football scholarships. So we congratulate our co-host, Coach Shell, and his young men. Now let me bring on his proud brother, Patrick. Patrick, we are ready to go now. Everybody hears that. All right, yes, good. All right, now we're back. All right, sorry about that, guys. All right. Dilly. All right, that's what's up. All right, let me also put this on here because I see who's out there. Did I see who's out there early? Oh, Christopher Burton. So, Chris, you're out there. I don't know if you're available to do this or not, but I'm going to put this link on here because we talked about it the past couple of weeks about anybody who wanted to join the broadcast and make a couple comments on air. And you do so by, and I just posted in the comment section, should come up in a second. And you do this by clicking on this link, but you first have to have an app called the BeLive.tv app. You can find that in the Android Play Store and the iOS Apple App Store. You just download that app. You sign in, or you don't have to pay for a subscription. Don't be fooled. You just want to be a guest on the show. You click on it. You click on this link. It opens up the app. It gives you the option to join the show as a guest. You click that. It asks you to sign in through your Facebook account, and you do that. And next thing you know, I'll see you on my control panel, and I'll let you come on and say a couple things because we are Eagles Talk, and this is by us, for us. For you, so we get everybody involved. So, Pat, I know you said some things before. We running a little bit behind. So, are we because we're not because your brother's not here? Are we going to be? Is this going to be a dry show? I don't know. I'm asking. Is this going to be a dry show? I'll give you the opportunity. I'll give you the
No.
He said no. Okay, so with that being said, if you know the rules here, you know we talk about Eagles and we talk about it in a very relaxed state. And in our relaxed state, we enjoy our favorite adult beverages. So right now, it's about time for us to enjoy our first adult beverage. And that means it's first quarter shots time. You out there should have your adult beverage with you, and you should be ready to do this with us again. Because I'm really enjoying this. This is my Blanton's single barrel bourbon. This is very good. It's kind of expensive too.
I got some DiSerrano.
Oh boy,
I kind of punked out. It's all right.
All right, that's cool. So everybody out there should be doing this with us. We're gonna get down. We're gonna get down to it. All right, here we go, Pat. 1, 2, 3, bang. Cheers. All right. So
It's sweet. I like it.
all right. All right. So I went with your topics, Pat. I went with your
Okay.
topics. So our first quarter topic is the league year starts quick for our champions.
Mm-hmm.
What do you have to say?
It's weird because normally around, we're out of the playoffs, or we're waiting around watching these other teams play. But I just realized, like, we won a Super Bowl, like, a little bit over a month ago, and now the new league is starting. So it's like, oh, this is how it feels to be a champion, and everything just starts real quick for you. It feels good. It does feel real good, man. It feels real good. It's weird, but it feels good.
All right, I'm gonna just hit a couple comments because this is how we do. We interact with the people. So Albert Allen, you are new to the show, I take it, because he says he likes this. He saw the shots. He must have saw the shots. Yeah, this is what we do. We do this. We get down, and you should hear I'm missing Shell, because Shell really has some interesting theories by the time he gets to his second shot.
That's his first shot.
Yeah, actually, he comes right out the gate. Off the first shot, he gives you some interesting theories. But Greg, what's up? Cheers. Tina holding out there, Pat. You have to get this shot glass. It's ASAP. Oh, yeah, she got shot glasses for us.
Yeah, 18. I'll hook up with you. I've been kind of a little busy this week, and I'll hook up with you.
All right, Stephen Trimmer, our priority during the draft should be targeting a left tackle. I agree. Peters can't hold up forever. You're right. Corey Robinson, who do you think will be the season opener? I would say the NFC Championship rematch. That's what I would say. Christopher Burton is laughing. Christopher Gianni, hey, what's up, family? What's going on? I haven't seen him in a while. It's been a while. You're right. He also comments, it's been a while. You're right. It has been a while. I'll go back to a little earlier comment. Some earlier comments. I'll leave out the ones saying Dante audio sucks. I'll leave those out. But I appreciate it, because that's the only way I didn't know that I wasn't working. I looked down.
Yeah, I thought it was me. I'm listening like, hold on, I thought that was me.
Yeah, I'll put one up there. Tina was like, Dark Knight, try again. All right. Okay. So all right. So the league year started, and we didn't make a huge splash in free agency, but we did get better. I did watch some of Corey Nelson's press conference and read some articles on his acquisition. He's a special teamer, a mainly special teamer from the Denver Broncos, but because their linebacker core was so stout that he couldn't break the starting lineup. But there have been teammates and coaches on his team that think he has starting potential. He's just not been able to get past the Von Millers and such on his team. So he's coming in here, and he's not coming in here just to play special teams. He's coming in here to compete for a starting job. Do you know anything? Well, we don't know anything about him playing because he doesn't play that much. He's a special teamer. But hopefully, this guy can come in here and produce, and we can hit another home run as we've done with last season's free agent signings. A lot of them were on 1-year contracts, and they were playing for money, and it worked out. We hit a high percentage of winners with our last year's free agent signings, and because of that, we were not able to keep them all, but they did pay dividends. Another thing to think about: if this guy hits a home run, that'd be great. If he's a winner, if he comes out and he's as a productive member and actually makes the starting lineup, that will be great. But with a high average, it is what it is, an average. So there's going to be some times when we don't hit, and we don't win on all these free agent signings. But so far, it's working. Corey Nelson's coming in, and he's going to try for a starting spot. If he's as good as what I'm hearing from his teammates and stuff like that, hopefully he'll be that guy that can come in and then give us a lift. Now with the Nigel Bradham signing, that was always key in my eyes. I thought we had to have, if it was one free agent we had to have back, it was him. And I'm glad that we got him. Howie is the genie, like you said, and he just came up with money, and he just came out. I don't know where he came from, but you go ahead, tell me what you think, Pat.
I think it was a solid signing. So far, I mean, our defense looks like a monster.
Oh yeah.
So far, I mean, the the best way you attack offense that can put up points is by a defensive front. Your front seven is, if you have a solid front seven that can get after the quarterback and can stop and run on the way to the quarterback, that makes it easier for the back half of the defense. I mean, Michael Bennett, Haloti Nada, you just re-signed Nigel. Guys, man, you might end up bringing in Sue. So Derek Barnett, I'm sorry, Michael Burnett. Michael Bennett. He's an absolute steal. He is an absolute steal, and I believe right now we're hitting we're hitting singles. We might hit a couple of doubles in the draft. Basically, what we're doing, we're setting our team up to be successful in the future, and that's what we need. We need these chess moves to be successful at the end of the game, so we could take the king and win the game. That's what they did this year. If you look at all the acquisitions they had this year, each person we got in either a free agent or through a draft was a very important role, played a very important role in the success of this team. And right now, like I said, I'm just trusting everything and how he's doing, because he's a genie, man.
Yeah, he's a genie. I called him a sorcerer. The genie sounds that sounds too nice. He's a damn sorcerer.
Like Shannon Sharp said, he's making money moves. He's
making money moves. Let me put that back up there. That was good. Kyle, welcome back, Kyle. Kyle's all right. That's my man. Did you guys hear how Shannon Sharp called the Eagles Cardi B? He said it's because they are making money moves. Mm-hmm. That's what's up. Dayon Conquest, how do y'all feel about the linebackers? I think we solidified or helped solidify that with just these two signings. We'll see if Corey Nelson can pay dividends, but definitely we know what we're getting in Nigel Bradham, and we're happy to have him back because it was looking kind of shaky there, like we might not be able to bring him back. So I'm glad that we have him back in the fold. Allen, thank you for following. We appreciate you. Ricky Good, do you think they roll with the running backs we have currently or add one or possibly? Well, I think they need to add one more. Yeah, I mean, we have two solid, in Corey Clement and Ajayi, but we need a third with the way they like to do running back by committee. A third productive running back would be very beneficial to our system and all. So they've got to sign another one.
I think they truthfully, I actually think after the draft they may bring back Sproles. I think Blunt is gone. I like what he gave to the team, but I think his 10-year here is gone right now, and I think they might actually bring back Sproles for a veteran minimum.
Hold on, who you think 10 years is done here?
Blunt, LeGarrette Blunt.
Oh, Blunt, yeah.
Blunt, He was laughing. What you got?
Yeah, because I was caught up on Calvin Armstrong's. Okay, first I would like to say I like this show, but there's
I read that too about Calvin.
All right, let me put it up there. Okay, first I would like to say I like the show, but this question not really about free agency, but the beginning of the season. Do you think Wentz starting the season? That's why I'm thinking we're not in a rush to. No, I don't think. I never thought Wentz was going to be able to start the season, and that's why I didn't want to get rid of Nick Foles. And looks like he's not going anywhere. I mean, it looks like he's not going to go anywhere.
Listen, Arizona signed freaking Sam Bradford for $20 million for 1 year, so Nick Foles ain't going nowhere.
No, he's not going anywhere. And speaking of Bradford, I'm not going to waste a lot of time on it, but this guy is stealing money, man. This guy he's earned over $100 million. He's done nothing. He's earned over $100 million.
Wait. He did do something. He set up the preseason game for us so Wentz could get healthy and start the season for us last year. So that's what he did.
Yeah, that's about it. But I'm talking about, was that $100 million worth of what wow. He's earned $100 million in his career.
You get it while you can. I mean, listen, somebody thinks he's starting material. I don't know who or why.
I like this comment. Terrible. Eddie, Howie Roseman is a Sith Lord. Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Man, he's a sort. You call him a genie. People call him a magician. No, he's a sorcerer, man.
Yeah.
He's not. He's like it's a little evilness in him. You know what I mean? I mean that's how sorcerer. You know, magicians and genies are happy-go-lucky. No. He's like a sorcerer. This guy, he takes. You know, like the person last week said, he's getting people for like a 5-piece McNugget and a Coke. You know what I'm saying? He's getting them. All right, Miles is on. Yo, what's up, Miles? Miles, do you think they bring Macklin back?
I don't think so.
You know, this is along the same lines, the same pattern that they took last year. Now, pay attention to this.
Mm-hmm.
No big free agent splash here.
Yeah.
You know, you got a couple nice pieces in the first day, but they usually wait and let the dust settle. Let the players get their offers out there. Let the players sit for a while and where they're in the the catbird seat. And you know what I mean? Where the players are sitting out there so long, they have to seriously consider like, okay, this 1-year deal with the Eagles might not be so bad. I mean, everybody wants to hit a home run as far as signing big contracts. But after that first and second, third week goes by and they don't have the offer that they want, then that's when Howie pounces. Okay, you still sitting there, Blunt? Okay, well, look, we'll give you $1.2 million. Come on in, play for us for 1 year. And, you know, these people, and now we're even more attractive because we're Super Bowl champions. So, you know, we throw a one, and that's all we got to throw at them is like $1 million. You know, $1 million in the NFL is just like a $10 bill. Like, look, here. Yeah, we got $1 million for you. Come on in here, 1-year contract. See how you do. If you're paying out, we might have more for you. But we don't have more for you because we don't have more for our people. So, but anyway, they still come. They still come and they still come and play for us. So, you know, this is along the same schedule that he had last year. And there's still some nice names out there. And, you know, as the teams go back and forth and these guys, you know, really get their worth out there on the open market, then Howie will go back there and look at the Jeremy Macklins, look at did Jordy Nelson sign? Did I see that?
Yeah, you went to the Raiders.
Okay, yeah, Raiders. He went to the Raiders. All right. Let me get some comments. The other team would make Greg Clifford from down under. Let me just put that. You guys ought to know. People watch from all over the world.
Yes,
Greg is our correspondent from Australia. Greg says the other team will hate it when Howie calls and uses his mind tricks to get those players. You're right. You're right. Eddie, what chances do you guys give us getting Honey Badger? Oh, man, I would love to have Honey Badger. I would cut McLeod and sign Honey Badger.
I saw the conversation earlier. I don't think I'm cutting McLeod. The chemistry that they have back there right now is something that you want. If you could bring McLeod, Honey Badger in and not cut anybody, I would do it, but I don't think you want to cut McLeod right now. You're thin at safety anyway. Right now, you're thin at safety, so you don't need to be cutting safeties.
So hold on. All right. So my philosophy or theory behind cutting them is I think Honey Badger is a better player. So if you could swap out a player, I know about the chemistry. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But if you could swap out the better player for the same money, and I don't know if he'll take the same money
I don't think
he's
so.
going to get a lot of money on it. He's going to get some money. But if we had the money, I would definitely take him. I would love to get him. But I hear you on the chemistry thing. But I think the chemistry is more because of Malcolm Jenkins is just so phenomenal in his versatility that I think he's going to mess with anybody back there. I really do. I think he's that special type of safety. He's this generation's Brian Dawkins to me.
Yeah.
I mean, wow.
But the thing is, if you look at the roster right now, I mean, you're losing Jalen Watkins. You're probably gonna lose Corey Graham. So you need another safety to come in there to contribute. You can move one of the rookies back there. Rasul Douglas can go to safety, but he played well as a corner. So I mean, if you have the money after all said and done, go after him if we are able to actually get him for a good price.
Yeah, Jermaine brings up Tyrod has played half the amount of games Sam has, but almost won just as many. You know, and Sam has made over $100 million. All right, well, I'm not going to spend a lot of time.
Yeah, we're not going to touch that no more. We're getting that. I want to answer one question. Kyle O'Brien said, "I know this question hasn't really come up anywhere, but we need a punter."
All right.
Listen, Cam Johnson is the replacement punter that they had here.
Right.
They're gonna bring him back in and probably sign a veteran. But punter is the least of our worries.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah,
Punter is the least of our
but
worries right
I
now.
know it's been the least of our
underrated.
worries because
Yeah.
of Donnie Jones. He's made it the least of our worries. He's just been so solid back there that you never thought about a punter. Now we do have to. We really do. I know, they don't get as much credit as they should as a star linebacker or whatever, but yeah, now we do have to worry about our punting game. As our special teams is a big part of our winning ways. So yeah, I guess we do, but yeah, it's not going to get the headlines like Nigel Bradham getting signed. All right, man, let's move into the second quarter since we started. Second quarter, and you guys stay right there. Get your beverages ready. Albert, was that Albert that said it's his first time to the show? Yeah, because
Albert, get a drink, Albert.
Yeah, you better get it ready. You better get ready, and don't go. Let me just put this precursor out, this disclaimer. Please drink responsibly. Don't be out drinking and then you do 4 shots in an hour, because that's basically what we do, 4 shots in an hour. And you go out there, nobody's going anywhere. You know what I mean? We're not going anywhere. So just be responsible out there when you're doing that. And we're gonna okay. I guess I gotta.
Yeah.
All right.
I gotta pour.
I guess you got to pour a shot to do it. All right. Okay. Here we go. Second quarter shots. Everybody get your glasses up. Here we go. Bang. 1, 2, 3, and there we go. All right. Albert.
No, that's
Albert,
really good.
Albert says he's ready. All right. Let me go to some comments right quick. All right. So let me put all right. And that's his second quarter. Howie is a genie. Howie is a genie. He does. He brought in Nagata, and
I gotta correct you, man. I gotta correct you. Haloti Nada.
Holy Nada. I'm sorry. Hello, Nada. This is what shots do to you in the middle of the broadcast. Okay, Nada. I'm just gonna say Nada. All right. Okay. All right. So Howie has brought in. Oh, wait a minute. Let me just take a pause because let me just have a moment of silence. Because although he wasn't a great or a legend, he had a big role in the hip hop community. Let me just say, rest in peace to one Craig Mack and the flavor in your ear. There'll never be another song like it. He actually, that song right there, jump started the whole bad boy movement. So, moment of silence for Craig Mack. Boy. All right, now we got all right. So love you, Sell. Yeah, he got Nada.
Hello, Nada.
I think that that's where our defensive line gets richer. The people along the defensive front, the riches get the better. Corey Nelson could possibly, not very splashy or anything like that, but neither was the Patrick Robinson signing last year.
Right. You're right about that.
Everybody was like, who's this guy? And this guy was one of the key players in our Super Bowl run.
He sparked the comeback in NFC Championship game.
Yes, he did. And so in the opening, I talked about who, those 3 signings that we had. And some of the sad news is one of the people that we could not keep was Patrick Robinson. Patrick Robinson signed a 4-year deal, I believe, with the New Orleans Saints. So he's going back to the team that actually drafted him. And I heard that we were in the ballpark with the money figure. We just couldn't give him the guaranteed money that he was looking for. Wow. So Howie did try. He did try. And I think, in my opinion, he was the second most important free agent we had, was behind Bradham. I thought Bradham was key because our linebackers are just not that deep. And whereas we have a little more depth in the secondary, but again, Patrick Robinson's position as a slot corner is a specialty position, and he played it at an all-pro level. I'm surprised he didn't even make the all-pro. I mean, he didn't make the Pro Bowl. But anyway, he played it at a high level. So it's going to be a challenge, so to speak, to replace that type of play in the slot. But we have enough. We have enough DBs back there. Somebody got to be able to do it. Hopefully, somebody can do it. So Patrick Robinson gone, and and we weren't able to retain him. But I'm glad that we were, that Howie and his sorcerer skills was able to pull money out to pay Bradham. I thought Bradham was out of here, so I'm happy about that. What do you feel about Bradham coming back?
I'm excited about it, man. I wanted Bradham to be back. He was outstanding in the absence of Jordan Hicks. Him and Michael Kendricks formed a formidable linebacker duo that can match all tight ends and running backs out the backfield. And it was very crucial for this defense to bring him back because, you know what, I don't think this defense plays well without him. You know, I don't think he missed a play this year. If he did miss a play, it might have been like 1 or 2 plays to take a breather, but he didn't get injured. He's durable, he's strong, and he has really good speed for a linebacker. So I'm very happy that we re-signed him. And I like that one you just put up there.
Yeah, no, right.
What up,
That's
Reef?
cool. What's up, Reef? Yeah, all right. So
Big Mills will perform dreams.
Big Mills, he got out. Did he get out today?
Not yet. No, not
Yeah, it looked like he may get out. Yeah, that's been their theme song. So that would be hot.
Yeah,
if he could do that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We also lost. Well, you made it a topic, so I'm gonna wait till we get there. But we had another big loss this week. Anyone? Yeah. What's up with the tight end depth? You talked about the guy Brown.
We got Billy Brown. He's going to be a clone of Burton, Trey Burton. He actually was a wide receiver in college. He won the Division II Heisman Award for receiver in college. But he's a big body. I mean, he's 6'4", 6'5", about 250. So you know he's going to step right into that role like Trey Burton. Now the thing about it is we do need a second tight end, a second move tight end. Michael Bennett's brother's out there. You can go get after his brother, or you can draft a tight end. Now there are some good tight ends coming out to draft this year. Mike Kosticki from Penn State, 6'6", 252, ran about a 4.6. He's pretty 4.5, I think it was. He's pretty quick, and he has good hands. But the tight ends this year that's coming out from 1 to 10, you can't miss. There's some good guys that's going to be coming out this year that can help this team. Or like I said, just go after Michael Bennett's brother.
All right, let me get to some comments out there. Christopher Burton, Christopher having all kind of problems with his phone. He can't get on. He got the link, but somehow he cannot get on. I'm upset about that, Chris. I would love to have had you on.
Definitely, Chris.
Galiski, Steven Trimmer. Galiski looks like a new Gronk. What round is he projected to go in?
Projected to go in the top 2 rounds. I mean, listen, he should be the top tight end. But they have some other tight ends that's in this draft that are actually pretty good. A guy from South Dakota State, he's pretty decent. Martellus. I can't remember his first name.
Martellus. April Lee says they need to pay Brandon Graham, but I'll let you finish your thought.
Yeah, I mean the tight ends that's coming out this year in the draft, we might have an opportunity to draft one of the top 3, depending on the route that we go, or we might just go ahead and pick up, like I said, Michael Bennett's brother Martellus Bennett, and complete that brotherly love thing here in Philly. I would like that. Actually.
I don't know, man. That's a lot of alpha male up in the locker room. Can we handle the Bennett brother? I mean, seriously. I mean, this is serious because one of the things that I thought was a strength for our Super Bowl champion Eagles last year was the locker room, the camaraderie in the locker room. It was a strong presence. We didn't let anybody come in and disrupt that team and team first attitude. Can we survive? And this is no knock on them. I don't know those guys. They seem like all right guys, but you've heard some, stories with each one of them. I'm not going to generalize or whatever, but we don't want to disrupt that team first mentality, and because that can be a fragile, delicate thing. So can we handle 2 Bennett brothers? That's what I'm asking. I'm asking everybody out there too.
I believe we can. I mean, listen, our locker room is built to bring in guys with questionable backgrounds, and Michael Bennett, even though they say, he's the bad influence in the locker room, all his teammates say that's a great guy. They're losing a great guy. They had nothing but good stuff to say about him. The coaches, even the community. So I don't feed into as much hype or dislike as the media does when these players leave these places, because the media is not inside the locker room. The media is not always there when they're doing community service. They only see one or two times they go, rogue here and there. That defines them in the media, but that does not define a person in the locker room. I think we have the characters in our locker room to actually embrace these guys and help them in their cause.
All right, and speaking of that character, that camaraderie, and Kyle brings up a good point. Let me read his comment. How hyped are you guys about the players restructuring their contracts to lower the cap space?
I love it.
I'm glad to know they want to win rather than get paid. And that's what I'm talking about. That's the special relationship that we have on this team inside this locker room. We have we have Lane Johnson restructure his contract to free up some cap space. Ertz restructured his contract to clear up to save $4.5 million off the salary cap. This is unheard of. Who does this? What team does this?
You gotta remember Jason Peters actually did it last year.
Yeah, Jason Peters did it last year. This is unheard of.
They're asking for Vinny Curry. They're asking for Vinny Curry to do the same thing. Just restructure your contract and we can keep you. Because as of now, they're under the cap. They have money. We're operating under the cap, and they still have all these players on their team. I mean, listen, they have a good rotation of defensive linemen right now. Right. With that being said, one does have to go. I think we got one too many.
All right. Well, look, here's John Burton. I hope we don't lose Long. I hope we don't either. I hope Long's a solid guy.
He's a great character guy too, man.
Great character guy. Great for the locker room. I hope we don't lose him either. Looks like Curry might be everybody's expecting Curry to be the odd man out, but here's Corey Robertson's comment, and I've heard some rumblings about this week, and I put a comment up there talking about this a little bit, but also everyone's saying Curry getting cut. Don't be surprised if Graham gets traded. He's in the last year of his deal. He's in a contract year, and I think he has let it be known that he does want money. He wants to be paid now. So I'm sure these guys are trying to work with him. I'm sure they've run some numbers by him, and obviously it's not been what he wants to hear, or he would have signed an extension by now. So that is a very, very real possibility that Graham may be moved, or we may be losing him, if not in the upcoming year, definitely after the season. So I mean,
I gotta say this: Howie has done a great job of retaining very good players. The good players on this team, he has did an outstanding job of retaining them. Right now, I think in his tenure, the only player that he has lost, besides Patrick Robinson, might have been Jeremy Maclin, and that was during, the last year of Chip Kelly. But besides that, I think Howie realized and see that we can't just let talent go out the door. We can't just trade talent for potential. Graham was labeled a bust early in his career. He has shaked that bust title and become one of the best defensive ends in this league. He helped secure us our first Super Bowl championship.
And because of that, he wants to be rewarded handsomely. I mean, come on, if you're paying, and everybody sets the market. Everybody else sets the market. So if you're going to give a Vinny Curry the money you've given Vinny Curry, then how much more is Brandon Graham worth? Because Vinny Curry has not lived up to the contract he got. That's not the production he's been given is not does not equal the numbers that he's getting on his paycheck. So you got a person like Brandon Graham that's killing it. That's regarded as one of the top defensive ends. He at the very least, and I don't even think he settles for that. But I'm saying at the very least he wants at least Curry money. And if he looks at the production, he's going to want more than Curry money because he knows he's better than Curry.
Well,
now,
He
I
is
just
better
say
than
that
Curry.
yeah, he's better than Curry. I just say that to say I love how he's doing. I don't understand how he's doing it. He has to be a sorcerer because it seems like, but it doesn't seem like a Ponzi scheme though. It doesn't seem like it seems like he's really, he's really doing it. And I understand a little bit of it. He gives you get a lot of money up front, which the players like. You know what I'm saying? And you backload a lot of money. So you either get the money in your pocket and then they backload the contract. And you never make it to that money anyway. A lot of people don't never make it to the back end money. So so he's able to make moves later on. So the people get the money in their pocket. We backload the contract. This has been going on for years. You don't get to that money in the back end. Your final year might be worth $25 million. You're not getting it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Listen, man.
but he's doing a great job.
I got to say this. Graham has one more year on his contract as now. I believe we're gonna work something out for him next year. Curry might be here for one more year, or he might be traded. It hurt us more to cut him right now with his contract than it is to just let him play out this year. I listen, Curry. I mean, man deserves his money.
Yeah, he does.
Shout out to Reef. Yeah,
shout out to
Congress
Reef.
have done nothing.
They have done nothing.
You know what? They have a lot of issues over there, and I'm not even going to get into it. So I'm going to stay here with the Eagles talk and talk Eagles football.
Yeah, look, hey, did they let D-Jack go?
No, he's still in he's still a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, which was.
But they say it's a possibility though. I do know
he's not coming back here. Listen, Jordan Matthews not coming back here. He talked down about our trainers, talking about our trainers are terrible, so he's not coming back here. Macklin, that might be a real possibility. Now, as I look at the draft, there's one or two receivers that we can go after, maybe in the first round, that will help solidify that speed threat that we need. But Macklin is a consistent receiver. I don't understand why he's always getting cut, but at the same time, I do kind of understand why he does get cut because he's such a good guy and can beat a good guy, but doesn't live up to the potential that's set out there for him. He could be the Jordy Nelson, but end up being the Freddie Mitchell.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, is he really an outside receiver that we could use? Like we need have a possession receiver in Alshon Jeffries. You know what I mean? And we have a dynamic slot receiver in Aguilar now. I think we need speed on the outside.
DJ Chark, man, the wide receiver from LSU. LSU always produce good NFL receivers. If you look at what they have done, they always produce good NFL receivers. The receivers might not do great in the college ranks, but when they come to the pros, they're pretty good. And DJ Chark, he's 6'5" or 6'4" and a half. He ran a 4.32. He has good hands. I watched some of his tape. He's a willing blocker. His routes are a little up for debate because he doesn't run the whole route tree. But he does give you that speed threat on the outside that can that Torrey Smith used to have for you.
All right, I wanted John Burton. He's a friend to the show, straight out of Philly. Tailgate Clubs loves Eagle Talk, and we love y'all, John. We appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
We were supposed to go out and do the tailgate do our show from his tailgate this past season, but it didn't work out. Hopefully next season it will, because we would love. I got to get out there with John and them. They have, you got to go to the straight out of Philly tailgate club. They do a lot of good things outside of the season. I'm talking about they do bar crawls, and I really got to get with these guys. They do Santa Con. I got to get with these guys. These guys have a good time. So thanks. We appreciate it, John. Getting back to Graham. Graham's sitting around like, yo, all I know is y'all gave Curry
this money.
and y'all think I'm not gonna get y'all. Hold up. All I know is that boy don't do what I do. So I want my money. He wants his money. And this is probably his last big contract. So everybody wants to get paid. Patrick Robinson said, I was talking to somebody. I said, I think players play for two things. To win a championship and to be paid.
Yeah.
And everybody on this team has won a championship.
Mhm.
So guess what? You know what I'm saying?
It's time to get that money now.
It's time to get that money. Wayne Anthony Thomas, if we trade BG, what can we get for him? That's interesting. What could we get for him?
I mean, listen, if we were to go that route, not saying that we're gonna go that route at all. He's a first round draft pick who was drafted, I think, number 13, I believe. You have to get something in that same range for him, or more, because he's lived up to his first round billing. It took him a while, but he lived up to the first round billing. He was a Pro Bowl player, All Pro player. But with that being said, I'm not trading him. I know Howie's not going to trade him.
All right, we're going into our third quarter now. Let's do it.
Boy. I gave him beer, man, so I don't drink beer no more. So straight up liquor.
All right. Okay. Well, that's good to know. All right. Third quarter shots. Again, we got to do our product placement here. Blanton's single barrel bourbon whiskey. I'm doing good stuff.
DiSerono.
It's a
little sweet, but it's pretty good.
All right. Everybody out there, join us as we go into the third quarter. 1, 2. Pat is killing it. His shots look like yo. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right. Third quarter. We'll talk some other stuff, but Brett Celek, we lost a good one, a great guy from the Eagles organization, had a great career, great person in the locker room. Read some great comments by Ertz, said that when he came in, that Brett Celek just took him under his wing without, you get some veterans, you come in, you play the same position as me, you come in to get my job. Wait a minute, I'm not helping this dude. You know what I'm saying? But Brett Celek, he reached out and he helped Ertz become the professional that he is today. And Ertz gave him a lot of credit for that. He was at the Sixers game the same evening that they released him, and they gave him a long standing ovation, which was sweet. What do you think Brett Celek places in the Eagles lore?
Brett Celek had a storied career here. He had 398 receptions for a little bit over under 9,000 yards. I said 9,000, 4,000 yards, I believe it was. He has changed the whole role. He used to be a good target.
Doing all right, Norma. How you doing, Norma? That's when you get the third quarter shot. How you doing, Norma?
I see. He is going to go down in history as one of the best sightings we had, because he changed his roles here. Remember when he came here as a rookie from Cincinnati, he was a receiving tight end. Not much speed, but he caught every single pass that came to him. During the course of his career, once we got Zach Ertz, he changed from being a guy that needed the ball to a guy that can go in there and not catch one pass, but block the whole time. And for that, man, I take my hat off to.
All right. That's what's up. Yeah. Brett Celek, man, he's going to go down. And, he only missed like one game, they said. He only missed one game. And
he's a warrior, man. He's a warrior.
That means, and you miss a game. Don't get me wrong. The game of football. You played it. You're not always pain free when you from week to week. So that means not only did he play in pain, he played in some greater than normal pain. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just kept coming out. Like, I'm not going to miss this week. I know I'm hurt. I'm probably not going to be able to run my 5.2 that I run, but I'm only kidding. I'm not going to be able to run that fast, but I'm still going to play. And hats off to him, man. One of the longest tenured Eagles here. And I'm so happy that he got a ring going out the door. Yeah. I thought he might retire, but and it's not out the question, although I don't see it, but I saw in the comments that somebody said he may come back. They may re-sign him. I don't know.
Who's that?
It's possible. Celek, yeah, it's possible.
I mean, it is possible for him to come back. He's definitely retired Eagle here. He's been with the Eagles for 11 years, man. 11 years. He devoted his time for this team. And he finally got a championship, man. He's the last person on this team that actually lose in the NFC Championship game in 08.
Oh, look, I'm getting back to BG, right? Take Curry money and just give it to BG.
You Debo him, right?
Like Debo, like, yo, Curry, we gonna take this. Yo, BG, this is starter, John. We going this, this Curry money is just your start, and then we gonna add some more to that, because you know what I'm saying. But no, I don't want to knock Curry. Curry had a good year. We gave him that money based on his pass rushing ability. He has not lived up to that at all. But he did become more stout against the run. So I'll give him that. He did become more stout against the run. Our D line is looking real good, though. It's going to be crazy. And I'm not going to talk about it too much because that's coming up in another segment. Let me get to some comments here. Is getting near that green holiday. Yeah, it's getting near that green holiday. You better know it. And you not drinking beer? All right, I guess you're going to have to drink Irish whiskey then, Pat.
Yeah, that's weird, man.
Selleck should be on the coaching staff, Wayne says. Deion Smith, is Nick Foles coming back? Yeah, Nick Foles is coming back. Nick Foles, we're going to ride Nick Foles until Wentz is ready because, like I said earlier, I never expected Wentz to be ready week one. And if he is, it's going to be a miracle. But I don't want him to rush back. So I'm glad that Nick Foles is still here. And hopefully, barring something that happens to another team starting quarterback, I think he's going to be our opening day starter. And that's cool because that gives us the advantage of the luxury of allowing Wentz to heal totally and not having to rush him out there and be in a panic mode because we are all in again to repeat as Super Bowl champs. Like Drake said, we trying to go back to back. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that Nick is going to be here and we can rest easy and allow Wentz to return to form before we bring him back. Deion Smith, Nick Foles is not going anywhere. You're right. Jason Sparks, when you have a team that is so tight feeling will get so tight feeling. Carlson learned how much of business is when he's got rid of Jordan. What you laughing at? Let me put that up there.
My cousin put Patrick, I love you, cousin. Go Cowboys. Get off here, man.
Oh my God. Oh no, we can't put that up there. It might be a riot. Get out of here, Steve. And Adrian Peterson to take Blunt's spot?
Nah.
Yeah,
I love Adrian. He's gonna be a Hall of Famer. But right now he's done. He's like Emmitt Smith at the end of his career, man. Nah.
I would love to do that, Eddie. Trade. He said, hey guys, how about trading Curry to the Bills for their draft picks? Yeah, I don't think nobody's
they're
gonna
not gonna do
draft picks for that. Nick and Nate can run the show. Wayne says Nick and Nate can run the show until Carlson is ready. I agree with that. Corey Robinson, y'all, if BG the DN, why he go up against right tackle and Curry against left? Why if he goes?
That's what DNs do.
Yeah,
I think what Corey's trying to get after is, Brandon Graham is versatile. He can go against any tackle, right tackle, left tackle, doesn't matter. He can go against your guard. You can move him inside. And that's what they did. That's what they did at the Super Bowl. He moved inside and got the strip sack, So BG is very versatile. And Michael Bennett can do the same thing. So
Michael Bennett is
this defensive front is going to be a monster. Like, listen, your starters is going to be Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, Timmy Jernigan, and whoever. Michael Bennett could be the starter on the other end. Then you're going to come in with Derek Burnett, Chris Long off the ends.
Yeah, it's about to be bananas. It's going to be.
Yeah, we're gonna get Sue.
Norma, what's up, baby? She said, how's my babies? I've been looking for y'all. We've been right here, Norma. Where you been at? You've been doing shots, Norma. We've been right here. You come to our page, you can catch us. We here. We in here. All right, we go talking about the let me see, guys. What about trading Curry? Oh, I got that. Yeah. Trading Curry, blah, nah. Curry was ranked third defensive end versus a run. Yeah, that's what I said. He did show up his run.
He played to his contract this year. He actually played very good against the run. It's the pass that we need him to be better.
We got Pro Football Focus, Corey. Go to Pro Football Focus right there. Yeah, I got my stat man right there, Corey. You ain't saying nothing, Corey. I'm sorry. All right, Jason
It's all
Sparks, do you
good,
think
Corey.
Peters gets released after next year, and now might be time to draft a left tackle and groom him? Yeah, I
We got a
definitely
left
think
tackle
it
right
is.
now. We got
We
Big
got
V.
Big V, right?
He played outstanding, man. He played
Y'all trying to
outstanding.
Curry must be Curry. Corey, you related to Curry. Corey Curry. Kind of sounded like you're related to Corey.
Nah,
Curry.
Vinny, I love Vinny. Don't get me wrong. I love him. He's the local guy.
I love Vinny. Vinny's a local
Yeah.
guy. I do love him, and I loved him when when they gave him the money. I thought like they thought. I thought this guy was going to be a dynamic defense. Pass rusher because in the limited snaps that he had at the time, he was doing good at the height of his career.
Yeah.
I think he had those 9 sacks or so that year.
5.5, I believe.
In his best year, I thought he had like 9 in his best year, and that was on limited duty.
Make sure.
Yeah,
but yeah,
so,
he plays better as a situational pass rusher than a starter. I think that's his best role. His best season, he had 9 sacks in 2014.
Oh, this is good. Jay Ray, we appreciate you watching from down there in Odessa, Texas. Sharif says Mac Hollins 2019 will be the Nelson Aguilar of 2018. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. If he could take Torrey Smith's spot, which we all want, we all foresee him doing that. I projected him to do that. Mm-hmm. I hope he can do that. But we still need a little bit more depth on the wide receiver along those lines. Marquise, what should we do about another receiver? Yeah, we need another receiver.
I told you, man. DJ Chalk, man. He's
what round is he projected in?
Because of his 40 and because how he looked at the combine, he actually moved up from the third or fourth round to maybe a first or second day draft section.
Right, well, right now we don't have a second day or second, third day draft pick.
If all you guys are going, man, I say pick up the best person on the board.
Yeah, we definitely gotta do that. All right, let's get into the fourth quarter. We spent too long, and this is why you hang with us, you will turn into a degenerate. So, but anyway, but you'll have fun listening to football talk because we might do this, but we do talk numbers and we do talk facts. So this is just our added. We are Eagles Talk by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. So if you want the corporate breakdown, you can go to NFL Network or ESPN and watch Dion and them. And but they're not going to bust it up like this. Nobody's going to say
they never take
the
shots.
show and let's take a shot. Nobody's.
Shannon Sharp, boy, that's my man.
Oh yeah, well Shannon's going to pull out a black and mild, and we don't know what's in that black and mild. Nobody's ever shown us what's really in it. Shannon Sharp and the Henny. I'm sorry, and the Henny. All right, so here we go. Fourth quarter shots. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, bang. Now I was rushing, so I just took your topics and I just ran with them. But in essence, we kind of touched on this a little bit earlier. Fourth quarter, the D-line gets better. The D-line is ferocious. But so since we talked about that, I'm gonna go to some comments and see what they're talking about, and we'll touch on some of that. So, how y'all feel about Corey says? How y'all feel about Jordan Hicks? I love Jordan Hicks, Corey. I love him. When he's healthy, he's a playmaker. He's a Pro Bowl linebacker when he's healthy. This is his last year though, so this is a year where I think Howie can get a lot of value out of Jordan Hicks. I think he signs him if Jordan Hicks is healthy by the 7th, 8th week. Howie's probably pushing hard for an extension, and that's just that's how he gets over on these guys, or he gets the best value. Let's say that, because if he makes it to the 7th, 8th season, then Jordan Hicks has a decision to make. Do I take, because Howie probably is going to give you at that point in your contract year, he's probably going to offer you 80%, 75 to 80% of what you probably can, of your value, what you could probably make on the open market. And you are going to be tempted, or Hicks is going to be tempted in that situation to say, all right, do I take this money now, or do I chance playing out the rest of the season to get the free agency where I can get more money? And knowing his injury history, he may be very well
take that money.
Yeah. You know what I mean? He may be wanting to take that money, that guaranteed money right then and there and not risk or gamble going to the end of the year with his injury situation, his injury history, so to speak. So this is a good year. And if he's healthy, like I said, he's a Pro Bowl linebacker. This guy is very athletic. He's a playmaker. He makes things happen. So I love him. If that's the answer that you're looking for, I love him. Chaplain Hannah, love the show. What do you think we're going to do at linebacker depth, and how in the world is Howie going to stay under the cap?
It's Howie. Howie does it. That's easy to Howie. Howie's like you remember from
he's like Doctor Strange.
No, remember the guy from what's the movie? When the guys went out to Vegas. And they had three movies.
You think about it. How I'm gonna go with my Doctor Strange. How he's going to make it happen. He's gonna play his contract into another dimension, and I don't know how he does it, but he does it. So
he's like Rain Man back there. He just sees the numbers and know what to do.
Yeah, he does. So Chaplain, thanks for chiming in. Marquise Diggs, we should keep Kendrick.
The hangover.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Kendricks, I don't know, man. Kendricks had a great year this year. For whatever reason, they didn't like Kendricks. Kendricks, he doesn't do a lot of things, but what he does well. And I think they allow him to do what he does well this past season, and that's why he flourished.
Yeah, he's a good, like Shell would say, like, you got to keep him. He's a good blitzing linebacker. You got to blitz him.
Yeah, he is that.
We're not Shell. But no, he's actually a good linebacker in space. He's very good in blitzing, but we don't blitz a lot. Yeah, it's the hangover brief. I remember.
Right.
The casino scene when he's doing blackjack.
All right, yeah.
But he's a very good linebacker in space, and he's fast. I mean, he ran a 4.4.
All right, so Corey says, "Who's our projected starting?" I'm assuming that he means starting cornerback for next year. I would say, all right, if I'm still thinking that Darby's going to get moved. If he does get moved, then I would say definitely Sidney Jones, and I'll say Sidney, Jalen Mills, and I'll say Rasul. No, that's too young, right? That's too young. I can't.
Nah, that's not too young. I mean, when you got a defensive line like we have,
yeah, you're right.
I could put you out.
I'll go out on a limb, but I'm not going to say that. I can't take the new guy out of the mix. If Darby's gone, the new guy might be in the mix.
All right, so this is what I think. I don't think Darby's going anywhere. I think Darby's going to stay here. So you will have Darby out there. You have Mills. Your slot can be interchangeable, so therefore you can move Darby in the middle for a slot and move Sidney Jones on the outside. Then you have a rotation of guys depending on how it goes. Russell Douglas plays well. He played well last season.
Right.
Then you have Daryl Worley coming in. He was pretty okay. He was their best rated corner from Carolina. So he's going to fight for a position. Then you got some practice squad guys. So it's going to be a good training camp to see who actually comes out as your top three corners. Right now, our only positions I say are locked is Jalen Mills. He's played outstanding. He's played past his draft grade.
Yes, he has.
Darby has,
and that was the breakdown on him. I mean, that was the they were saying whoever, this is value in that round that he dropped that far. So, and he's lived up to that. So that's great. But I like that thinking, because I was going to say that too. If Darby does stick around, I think that moving him to the slot will be a good thing for him. Moving him to the slot and putting Jones on the outside with Jalen Mills, that might be the best tandem right there, because nickel corners play just as much as starting corners.
Yeah,
now.
Nickel corners is in the league now is basically a starter.
Hold up, Corey says somebody on the Eagles fan page put up a post of Darby getting traded, and Darby put a comment saying, "Delete your page, you're trash." All right,
Douglas not
Christopher
going anywhere, man.
says Worley replaces Corey Graham as a hybrid safety cornerback. I can see that.
That's a possibility.
Yeah, we need to get rid of.
The bigger
Somebody
guys.
says, Albert, you've been drinking. So no, he said we need to get rid of Mills ASAP. Jones, hold up. What do you say? Jones and Mills. David Williams says Jones and Mills and Douglas are good man-to-man corners. Yeah, and I hope that Schwartz allows these guys to play more press coverage now. That we have the defensive line that he probably. I mean, we had a decent one last year, but I don't think he had the confidence in those cornerbacks. And I'm hoping going into this year that these guys will show themselves or prove themselves to give Schwartz the confidence he needs to allow these guys to press more. I want to see them pressing. I think we got these guys to press. So allow them to play man-to-man press coverage, and let's shut this thing down. This defense was a top 5 defense, I think, last year.
During the season, we were pretty good. It was because of our defensive front. Our defensive front was helping our defensive secondary out, and you bolster that by adding these pieces. And it doesn't matter their 40 time. Listen, when the quarterback only has 2 seconds to get rid of the ball, I could run a 4.5 and a 4.6. It's like Corey Robinson saying about Mills and Douglas. But at the same time, if the quarterback only has 2 seconds to get rid of the ball and he's throwing the ball up, you can run a 4.8 and still knock the ball down, because right now you're playing into the hands of our defense, and our defense wants the quarterback to get rid of the ball quickly. So,
all right, let me put Alberts up here. We've been suspect for the deep balls. You're right, definitely for the double move. But when you're playing press coverage, it's a different mentality.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I mean? It's a different mentality. When you're playing off the ball, you can do some of those things that you're not going to do when you are responsible for this guy yourself, and you got to play press coverage. So I think it'll be a different outcome.
Actually, I talked about that during the season.
Yeah, you did. New guy Worley is deep threat coverage cornerback. He didn't allow a single reception against the double move last year in Carolina. Oh, thanks, Chaplin. Thanks for coming in. They 40 don't matter when our front 7 put that pressure. It's easy pickings. You right about that, Dave. It's about to be on out this piece. Yeah. It's about to be on. And it's also about to be over because we've been out here for a long time. So, yo, we thank everybody out there, man.
Appreciate y'all.
If you missed the beginning part of the program, you'll be able to see it because it'll be on our page. There was some audio difficulty, so I had to go back and restart the show. So just tell the people that a couple minutes in, it's a couple glitches there. But I had to do that because I'm going to start posting this show, just the audio, on a podcast. So it's going to be a podcast available in the iTunes store. I would say no later than probably Monday. Probably this show and last week's show will be our first 2 episodes that we put on the podcast, and have the website up just for podcasts also. So I'm working on that now. So in the podcast, you won't have the audio difficulties. You'll just have the start that we had. So thank you guys. Make sure you share the show. Make sure you go and follow our page and subscribe to our podcast. When you see it, I'll be announcing it on the page. Come to our group. We also have an Eagles Talk group. When you come to the page, it's right there. There's a link up there to join the group. Join our group. We talk all week long. We have some outstanding admins. Christopher Burton is an unofficial admin. He's always coming through and leaving pertinent Eagles news. Danny Ritchie is our admin, and he's always interactive. He even went live this week. Did you see Danny's live?
I saw it. I'm like, oh, yeah, he went live. Oh, man.
Yeah, he went live. Christopher went live, too. I joined Christopher on his. I wasn't able to join Danny on his.
That's during the snowstorm. I had to go on the show.
Yeah, that was great. So, guys, thanks, man. Jay Ray, good job. Thank you up. Thanks, cuz Michael Robinson. Albert Allen, thank you for joining us for the first time.
Appreciate it,
the format right now. So make sure you let me know when we're doing our shots, you make sure you let me know what shots you're doing. But everybody out there, man, enjoy your week. We'll be paying attention to what the Eagles do, what Howie does.
Go Howie.
Upcoming week. Go Howie. And we'll see you guys next week. We're out, man. Peace.
Peace.
EAGLES Eagles!